In this video, I'm going to show you more about our front hub motor kit and what comes in the package. Our front hub motor kit is both V-brake and disc brake compatible. It's got puncture resistant tires, and our front hub wheels have heavy duty 12 gauge spokes. It's rated for up to 860 watts of power. Next, we have the controller that powers the motor, which is rated to 18 amps. See the hose clamps that you use to secure your controller onto your seat stay, the cable that's used to connect your motor with the controller, your main wiring harness, your mechanical brake levers. We have the throttle, as these kits are pass assist, pedal assist, or throttle. You can do both. We have whichever display you choose. We have all the hardware to install your front hub onto your front fork. We offer two different types of pedal assist sensors in order to make installation on your bike as easy as possible. One type of pass sensor is made for standard sealed cartridge bottom brackets and will install directly onto your bike's cartridge. It is a nice permanent installation. The other pass sensor that we provide with our kit for easier installation is for non-standard bottom bracket types. This would include a beach cruiser with an American style bottom bracket, or maybe even a Pressfit style bottom bracket. This sensor, you're able to adjust the height of the sensor. You're able to stick it on different locations for your bike's bottom bracket in order to make sure it works. We also include 2 zip ties in order to do a permanent installation. Now I'm going to show you how to install it on a bike. If your bike has a non-standard bottom bracket, you will install the sticky pass sensor. Now I'm going to show you how to install the sticky type pass sensor on a non-standard bottom bracket. For example, this installation is on an American style bottom bracket. For this sticky pass sensor, the red tape is removed in order to stick it to your frame, and zip ties are also provided to help secure the sensor to your frame. First, install the pass disc so the working side is faced towards where the sensor will be installed on your bike's bottom bracket. Figure out how to get the pass disc onto the bottom bracket. In this case, I just remove the pedal and slide the pass disc onto the crank arm flush against the bottom bracket. Now you will install the sensor. This is the sensor. This is the bracket that secures the sensor to your bike's frame. The bracket has a sticky portion on the back of it where you remove the red tape, as well as 2 slots for the zip ties for you to secure it to your bike frame. Now let's install it. The round sensor on the pass sensor needs to align with the round magnets on the pass disc in order for the pass sensor to work properly. You will need to find a place on your bike's frame where it is properly aligned. As you can see, the pass sensor does not align on one side on this bike frame, however, can align on the other side. The sensor height is adjustable, so you can find the best point of contact between the round part of the sensor and the round part of the magnets on the discs. Once you find the right height or angle where the round part of the pass sensor aligns with the magnets on the pass disc, you'll want to tighten and lock that angle into place before permanently installing the sensor on your bike frame. Once you are ready to install the red sticky tape and stick the sensor in the correct location, secure it with zip ties in order to make sure that it's got a permanent installation. For standard sealed cartridge bottom brackets, you use the metal pass sensor that is installed onto the cartridge of your bike's bottom bracket. First thing to do will be to remove your bike's cranks. Remove the crank bolts with an Allen wrench. Remove the drive side with a crank puller. Repeat on your non-drive side. Remove the bottom bracket shell. Remove the drive side, which is reverse threaded. Once the drive side is removed, slip the pass sensor onto the bottom bracket cartridge on the drive side. Reinstall the bottom bracket with the pass sensor and tighten. Note, this is reverse threaded. Put the pass disc on the drive side axle and reinstall the drive side crank assembly. Tighten with Allen wrench. Reinstall the other crank arm. Make sure the crank arm is facing 180 degrees from the other crank arm. Next, remove your bike's front wheel. On this bike, I'm going to remove the front wheel using the quick release mechanism. On this bike, you will see that you need to use wrenches to loosen the bolts and remove the wheel. Now that your front wheel is removed, go ahead and remove your front wheel's existing disc brake so you can install it on your new hub motor. Make sure the arrow on the hub is in the same direction as the arrow on your disc brakes. Reinstall your disc brake on your new hub. Now that the disc brake is installed, you're going to want to make sure that the cable on the non-disc brake side is facing down. Before installing your front wheel, you're going to want to make sure to install the hardware in this order. You want to put the thin washer on first, then you'll want to install the tab washer afterwards. You want to make sure the tabs are facing down in order to fill the slot in your bike's front fork. If necessary, add the small washer before these tabs. However, if space doesn't allow, just add these tabs on either side. Make sure the tab is facing so that it closes off your open slot of your front fork. Then install your hub motor into your front fork. Make sure the tabs are on the inside, facing outward, in order to secure and lock in the motor. Next, add the thick washer with the bevel side facing in. Next, add the larger flat washer. Lastly, add the lock nut. Repeat the same washer and nut arrangement on both sides. Once snug tight, tighten both nuts with an adjustable wrench. In order to ensure that the motor is facing the correct direction, make sure the cable facing down is on the same side as the drive side of your bike. Next, zip tie the cable coming from your front hub motor up along your fork so it's out of the way. Now install the controller on your bike. On this bike, we'll be installing the controller on the top tube. In order to do this, place the hose clamps through the controller housing. You may need to install it somewhere else depending on your frame's geometry. The controller can mount in multiple positions on a bike frame. Secure and tidy up cables with zip ties. Remove the grip, shift, and brake assembly from your handlebars. Install the LCD display to your handlebars. Once the display has been installed on your handlebar, slip the grommets in between in order to secure. Slide the control pad onto the handlebar, secure with the supplied nut and bolts. Slide the brake lever onto the handlebar. Push it all the way up against the control pad and tighten with a 5mm Allen wrench. Reinstall your brake cable into the brake lever assembly. install the throttle. Slide it onto the handlebar and lock it into place with an Allen wrench. Plug together the wiring harness. Connect throttle, LCD, and brake cables into the wiring harness. Plugs are color coordinated, so be sure to line up the arrows and pins to connect properly. Make sure to line up the arrows and plug in for proper connection. Once you've completed connecting all the connections on the kit, you can proceed with connecting the battery. To connect the battery, simply pull back the rubber housing on the battery Anderson connections, then connect red to red and black to black. Anderson connections only fit together one way. Lastly, use the connection clip provided with the battery to secure the Anderson connections together. Once this is complete, you're ready to enjoy your new e-bike. Simply turn on your battery if it has a power switch, and then proceed to turn on power at the display.